Hello viewers, welcome to KID-AFAN Discovery. Me, na Justice E.M. Tijan, which is program Discovery in Education. For SECA, the 21-day strike notice, where Salon Teachers Union be pulling do to governments for waiting then say government fail for comply with the concerns and where teachers and don't raise over the time. Well, today we dey at the headquarters of Sierra Leone Teachers Union for talk to the Secretary General for tell we the reason for bring out this 21-day strike notice and also for tell we more waiting done they happen. Hello sir, welcome to this interview. You can please tell your name and who that you be.
Mina Morisalio Conte, Secretary General of the Sierra Leone Teachers Union.
Okay sir, we don't see the union don't pull 21 days notice strike. But before we come to that, we want to know because not a secret say issue day between SLTU, TSM, when our teachers and with the advocates for condition of service and also the Ministry of Education. And we understand say again proposal we done day with TSM and SLTU we draft for the ministry. So we just want to know what's in the intent and the inside the proposal we wanna give the ministry.
Well, fine. Before maybe I go get for talk about the proposals and what they contain, I want maybe first of all give you a background into how all this thing then they be, so that you maybe save me from many more questions. Now, as a union, we therefore seek the welfare of teachers. A union where they try for promote professional development. We get reason for look into boku things and surrounding education of the country. And this now make way back in 2018, 2019, we been get for approach government for make we look into then thing that we need for address for labor learning business happen fine one at the country. It happened say we get series of meetings with government through the Teaching Service Trade Group Negotiating Council. Then are the accredited body where by law they recognize for able look into teacher and conditions of service. That council they comprise of two panels. One na the employers panel. The one that they able recruit and bring teachers in for teach. You also get the second panel when are the employees panel, then are the teacher there, the work manding, then are SLTU leading that panel. So we don't meet, we agree in 2018, we agree on a number of things, including sometimes we don't everybody 30% we government being give as some salary increase for teachers. Then pay the 30%, although we agree on the negotiating table say we want 100% where we agree, government agree, say them for pay that. But at the time, they only able to pay 30%. With the hope that we go able come back and see how they go bring the balance 70%. But that not ever happen. In fact, the major document where we call the collective bargaining agreement, because the negotiations and they not to just the salary of teachers, it involve a lot of other things that we just really try for ask, but what that thing they be the inside. From the time then they recruit the teacher till to the time of retirement, boku things and they we discuss, agree on in various areas. Thing they like teacher in promotion, maternity leave, a lot of they have thing them. Then they inside. Now we don't agree that document they don't complete. We they expect, apart from the money, that 100%, Apart from that, we expect the government for able gazette that document, because not only when they able gazette them, then print them, make them public property, it becomes law. Then it will become incumbent on the parties, that is we now and government, to for respect the provisions made under agreement. But unfortunately, just remember from 2018, they behind this thing till now, up to now I am speaking, that document, they're not able to gazette them. Till we don't can wear into another second round of negotiation. Well, we don't talk and plenty side and plenty term. Say we're not glad we government no be able, or the employer side no be able to make see through the gazetting of that document. Secondly, we not be happy because they promised 70%, we're not able to see them. Till we go inside this other round of negotiations. Well, this time the normal procedure where negotiations they start, the employer on their side, they get a right for present proposals. Equally so, the employee side, that are SL2, we equally get a right for present proposals to the employers for some discussion and maybe agreement. So this time, we did a well-researched job where we look at almost everything in the teaching profession. We even go to the extent for consult, we party them internationally, because SL2 get relationship with other trade unions across the world. So we experience, very unique, only unique in the trade union world, we can share with other countries. So we tap on all the experiences and they will put into this document, this current document we will present. And that document, we ask for 150% salary increase. We ask for certain allowances for be given to teachers, like medical, transport, rent allowance. We ask for a 15% increase. We talk about remote area allowance and other half things we don't put inside the document. When we present them, the employer side requests, say, well, the thing now a loaded document, and they say need time for study them and come back to it. We accepted that one. That now be cause we agree for give 3 weeks period, by which time we expect the employer side for them look at this document and bring a response. And indeed, on the expiry of the 3rd week, we meet as agreed. We meet again, and the government side make a response. The only unfortunate thing, they did the response, touching on the other issues, we know to money issues. But the money side, they not be able to make any response on that. And for we, now the teachers side, teachers panel, frankly, we'll be disappointed, because we know in the bargaining table, now a process will involve a give and take. If you go to market, you will meet items where you want to buy, you they ask for price, then they show you the price. Then you can bargain. You go say, no, this price where you don't give, so no, me, now so. We were expecting that kind of thing, but it not been happen. At the very first meeting, the inaugural meeting will be happen on the 5th of May. It not be happen, so people, particularly on the employee side, be very, very disappointed. So we will therefore go back and explain this kind of development to the membership, because we now leadership, but we get the members we na then put we in a them position all day. And na there what they talk for. And na wetin they want now for promote. So when we get back to the membership, they're not being happy, themselves say no, this is unacceptable. This now bring about the issuing of the 21 days notice.
Okay, sir. So before you talk on the 21 days notice, now at first, years back, when I don't advocate for 100%, then just give 30%. Then this come again, they advocate again for 150%. Una be hopeful, say, the government will respond swiftly to this.
Well, yes, because times they change. And very frankly, we don't get engagements. And this is not the area we I need for commend the current Minister of Basic Education. Dr. Senge, in approach from where he assume office, he get an approach for engage people. And we don't talk with them. So we be in the field, we hope, say, their engagements and they get for bear fruits. In fact, in the minister way, he introduced a quarterly meeting with we. Every quarter, we get meeting. We the border around all issues in education. We discuss them. Any problem we come from their own side and go make we know. From we own side, we say go make we know, we discuss them. And sometimes we can agree on a path as to how we go. In fact, now through that one day, this issue of the reconvening of the Trade Group Council happen again. Because we get for put and to and say, for a very long time, we don't let the Trade Group Council meet because that are the only body authorized for talk about teacher and salaries. And if that body did not meet, then there's no way. It will just go on and on and on. So through we able to get the engagements there. We make today, we see progress. And very frankly, inside this short time, from the time we don't issue the strike notice, we see genuine effort coming from the employer side for address the issues. All then days there, we they meet almost on a daily basis. We they meet for see what progress that can be made. And confidently, I can tell you, as of today, the collective bargaining agreement, that document, we don't able to finish and successfully. We did in agreement with nearly all the issues we don't raise. The issues that we will raise, the employer, they say, no, this one, we need follow adjust and this way. We discuss, we rationalize. And at the end, we agree, and then we moved on. The only sticking point now, as I speak, now this issue of the salaries, the money side, the salaries and allowances. That are the only sticking point. And even that one day, by we discussions yesterday, because yesterday we get another round of meeting. By we discussions, Tuesday, the finance committee will meet for giving a full, as we expect, then for giving a full response on this thing where you mentioned, the 150% order request, the other allowances. Now we expectation say by Tuesday we'll forget some kind of response where we say we'll look at.
Okay, sir. Now una don't pull 21 days notice of strike. But before that, una be don't give the ministry 3 weeks for looking into something where una be don't present to them. But unfortunately, the side way teachers the one for year, they're not able to come up with anything clear. Don't now, una don't the whole engagement send back. So is it that like still hope day for the teachers or una way deny SL to you? Because if they don't give people them 3 weeks and then nothing, so what not the assurance for say this engagement them back home they also go bring something better?
Very frankly, hope day. Hope day because we they see the kind response, the kind attitude where the people then at the employer side they make now, unlike before. Like this meeting yesterday, I can tell you the room been packed full. And the kind people the way we be one for see on the government side, a good number of them come, with the exception of the financial secretary and the accountant general. And then I had in key, of course, we all for know, they one then get major role for play by the money business in the country. But even though them two key people are not been there, they been get representatives inside the yesterday meeting.
TSM also be get representative.
Of course, TSM self, we call them. Then join we, they all been there in this meeting. The TSM interim chairman, in secretary, they all been there and they all make contributions because the way we make, and by the dictates of the constitution of the council, every member we did, apart from the 12, even the observers, they get a right for contribute, for talk. The only right with them, maybe they're not getting at the voting, but they're able to talk, bring in their own views, and we happy at least TSM will get the opportunity for talk, and they make valid contributions to the discussions we happened yesterday.
Okay, so all of these, so we'll talk about the 21 days notice. So what's in the conditions and if the ministry not able to come up with something good, we SLTU or TSM no, I mean they expect.
Well, that's why we even they tell the employers many times. We don't tell them. Even yesterday, we remind them, say, they put we shoulders to the wheel. We they ready for work very hard for CC. We reach some agreements. Then, we appeal to them for say it's time for let them put more effort for the arrangements, particularly the money side, because we remind them, say, from now to the expiry of the 21 days, in offer again. So we expect them for exercise a lot of patience in terms of doing work we they're supposed to do. I even make an example. I say for the past 1 week, are not able to sleep before 1 a.m. Then I sacrifice for education, a sacrifice for the nation. So I appeal to them, say, themselves for able to make that sacrifice and work the extra hours so that we'll be able to conclude and get this thing going. Now, coming to your question, in the event where they're not able to do anything, it will be a disappointing thing because we don't tell we members, say we positive, say no matter what happens, the employers panel, by the way we see them, willingness day for let them able to do something. And I want. Secondly, we expect say before this expiration of the 21 days, then we don't come up with concrete things we self will share with the membership so that book learning business will continue. It will go undisrupted. But who say nothing not happen, as a responsible leadership, we always talk. We know they just grab, we make decisions on we own. We'll get for consult the membership. We'll get for go back to the membership and explain to them. Say yes, now not be mandatory. We don't do ABC, and this not the response. Then together with them, we will discuss and take the next step all the way forward. And when we get that way forward, of course, we'll definitely communicate to the authorities and the wider world.
Okay, we don't see some schools presently whereby some would they understand say pupils and they left school, the classrooms, they go about, they say, teachers then for be considered, then stuff then they. So now, is there any time frame from the ministry for look into them concerns and yeah, or this going to be like another delay for kill the efforts of SLTU and the teachers then?
Well, really, that question they for fine the ministry people they be approached, and I'm sure they will give their response. But me think say now the primary responsibility of the Ministry of Education and by extension government for able ensure there is peace, harmony, industrial peace and harmony for make book learning business go before. We very certain say we focus now for see an improvement in the education system. And the teacher now a central core issue in the education. If book learning ever go before, the teacher in issue for be taken with seriousness. We believe say if they take this serious about the teacher and try for satisfy him, the teacher go able perform. You know, I they talk a few days back about what with the experience as a country. Beaucoup of we teachers, we government don't train for support, then go, then train, then learn. They don't get the degrees. Beaucoup don't go out of the country. And then they teach in other country then. I happened for go Gambia one time. I was shocked. The number of Sierra Leoneans we meet the way they teach. And they are the qualified, better qualified colleagues. They were there. So the country they miss, they lose. The brains them we supposed for the inside Sierra Leone, they help we own brothers and sisters picking them. Now then they go for good develop other picking in other country. So and then they not correct. And when maybe they talk to some of them, now just because the salary and working conditions in Sierra Leone not as good as what in the one they offer. And then they attract them, we make them go yonder. In fact, we as a union, we don't begin think about a way of repatriating some of them per year for come back. And this is not the effort we they make. Because if we able get so improve conditions of service, the pay is better. I believe say no man no go and go for dinner person country endlessly like that. I sure say beaucoup of them say one come back. So, but if we'll be able to get an improved situation here, we will be able to convince them, say, well, come home, can contribute to your country in development. And I'm sure a good number of them go listen. So, we frankly think, say, this issue should be given some more serious attention. And we try hard, we avert any possible disruption of the system we already not too good. The beginning are we concerned. And you see, we don't put some more effort recently. Because if we not been do that, even the public exams then before be disrupted. And you know go find we picking on the whole year, they work, they study for take the MPSC or WAS or Beke, you know able to take. Then a big setback. Yes, problems indeed at the initial point, particularly with TSM, then have been come up with WAMAT and being very strong for CC, then take some actions, we go bring attention to them. We make some schools them, small disruption been there. We in fact some of the papers then late for starts. But we all been able to come on board, we work, at least if we can able take the exams. And right now, they continue taking the exams, even the normal schools. We don't try for talk to all teachers, including the TSM guys, for say, where you did negotiate, you know, the bring into play a strike action. The law, you know, accept that kind of thing. The law forbid where you de negotiate for lay, you say you day on strike. No, then they know the work. Now when the negotiations maybe reach a stalemate or will not see any headway, we can resort to strike action. But if the process they go on like I they go on, so if I give them a chance. And that is why we dey continue for encourage government and more so the employers panel and this negotiation. Law we do all we best for make sure say something come out of this before the expiry of the 21 days. Because if we wait till that one dey happen, the law is very clear. If it expire, that means you don't give right to the employee for withholding service. And we know want that kind of situation there. Because any move where the employees then do for withholding service, the picking and they suffer. The education system, they suffer. Right now, we are aware, say, education, we get problem. We want for improve them. If we're not able to improve them, then we dey allow other things and go come for further disrupt them. It's a shame for this country. And that now make we the bend we back, we the bend because some actions in the home before don't take, we say no. We na Sierra Leoneans, we interested in education because for we, nothing else not the what they do. Like me where they talk so. All through my life, na education I dey. I not work for no other body past education. And I go like for see some improvement in the education system. We for move away from Musa we dey now. Trade, where in the country they way sober, where they go up in education. Sierra Leone have been one, where they call the Athens of West Africa. But today, it's sad, we say the position we dey, and we dey pray to God say this position go change for the better.
Okay, so sir, before we go, as I'll tell you in the middle of this whole thing, Boko teachers don't dey look at as I tell you say they compromise too much with government or the Ministry of Education. So now and this thing they on and they look up to now. So if in case we say the ministry not able to meet up to the 21 days notice, waiting will be our next move.
This way you dey talk so na a common thing for we, and you know they worry we. We don't dey get them blames and the many times, not to just with the current SLPP government, even APC time. We dey get the accusations say we dey support the government, we are bad fellows, we are this, but that is not true. Wetin I go say, let people they know through this interview, the SLTU na an independent democratic organization. And this organization, we, like I've been saying earlier on, we focus on the welfare of teachers, improving the lot of teachers. The second part of it, we also want to see an improvement in the professional aspect. We want to see education go forward. We want to see the picking and get the kind of education where they're supposed to get. And I can always say this, and I go say it now, the SLTU will not get permanent friends. At all, will not get permanent friends. So if anybody to go that notion, they are wrong. We what you will get a permanent interest. We get interest in the teacher them. We the now we union. We interest for CC, then situation change to the better. We also get interest in education generally. For CC education move from that bad side way it be done the day, let's see an improved education system in the country. Those are our permanent interests. But if anybody it come and say, oh, they don't buy the over, they were EPC supporter or they were SLPP, then they wrong, completely wrong. Now, we dey try for always tell people, we ready for make partner or party with anybody where in feel say he get contribution for make for education for go before or for the teacher we na the central thing in education for support that kind of system. You na party to SLTU. For we, I want say this. If you get money, no bother for can bribe we. No. Rather, join we, let we all work, and together we all get the praise. That are the best approach. We don't deal with several governments, and it dey on record say we no ever compromise. So years back in the 90s, early 90s, we even been get calls for deal, work with a military regime. And because we been work with them, certain thing and they will be even get this power will get so now for even negotiate for on behalf of teachers. Now during a military regime we get that power there. Not them. Help we because we interacted well. We current head of state. It be very, very instrumental for make we get the bargaining certificate. And only way a union get a bargaining certificate, you get the voice, the power for able to talk on behalf of your group. And for us, that the teachers group. And that is why we're grateful, say, we get them powers here today for able to talk on behalf of teachers. And that is why we are talking. Let nobody no bother for say he go come, you come give we bribe or talk sweet for no. Just come join we, low all work, and they will go ahead. The country will feel sweet and fine. So that is it for now. We no apprehensive of any anybody coming and bringing valuable suggestions. We will go discuss and maybe use for let go before as a country.
So, lastly, as negotiation they go on now, what's in the teacher they for hope for? You know, as I said to you, they negotiate with government presently.
We don't go around the country. We don't hold meetings with the membership. We listen to them. And they don't frankly give their views. And that we want for RIECO. Not to we as leaders, we all views with the use the views of the teachers. We'll go around, they make them points very clear, loud and clear. If we are to help for improve the education system of this country, and more so the implementation of the free quality education program for let it be successful, then self asks some attention for be given to them as the drivers in this process. And there is nothing more we can say. We want the authorities for consider that, for let them do something for them people here. When are the drivers for education for improve in the country? So if they do that, I believe say teachers in this country will be happy and they will go back to work and do things diligently and we will see the change. But if we not do that, I'm afraid we will get more of we colleague teachers running away to other countries because then we will get better payday or better conditions. And the picking them, Naya go suffer. And we know want that. And this Naime could put all the effort here for to change the scenario.
Oh, sir. Thank you for talking to me, sir.
Thank you so much.